Hey guys, we're going to go over some orientation to our new Task Force Tips Decon pack. This is going to be rolled out as part of our fireground decontamination SOG. And basically this is going to be another tool that we can use to do some gross decontamination on the fire scene prior to getting back to the station. This doesn't take the place of our gear extractor. You're still going to come back, you're still going to wash your internal gear in the gear extractor when you come back to the station, but this just is another layer of protection for us to get those combustion engines and bad stuff off of our gear. Okay, so the decon pack is pretty much a modified foam reductor that just uses laundry detergent to create a solution to help clean the gear up a little bit. So a couple different components to this. This is the concentrate tank here. When you open this up, you have a little filter here with a cap, and then that's where your cleaning agent goes in. Okay, you can use the same laundry detergent that we use with the gear extractor. You can fill up one of these 24-ounce bottles of water, pour it in, and then just fill the rest of it up with water. That's going to create your cleaning solution. This part up here is basically a reductor that is going to take up the foam solution when water passes through it, and it's going to create your solution. Okay, you have a outlet here, which is where your discharge hose is going to go. Is a rigid short hose that has an applicator nozzle on it, and then the other side is your inlet, which is a 1-inch national standard connection that is going to be where your discharge line is going to go into, your supply line. So this can use any 1-inch hose. Typically we would use the booster reel on engine 2. This is going to be connected in this rear compartment here, but theoretically you could use any hose that has a 1-inch coupling on it, so forestry line, what have you. This right here is your flow control. So right now it's in the off setting. If I were to turn this clockwise, this then gives you your water flow. So if I open this all the way up, I now have water flowing through here, and it will pick up the cleaning solution at the concentration you set that. Up here is your concentrate dial. You have, right now it's set on rinse. So if I have it on rinse, it's just going to give you a straight water. I can then set it to whatever concentration that I want. I can go from 0.1 all the way up to 0.5. Okay, and how you set that is really up to you. It's going to kind of be dependent on how badly soiled the gear is. If it's not that bad, 0.1 should be plenty. If it's really soiled, then what I consider maybe increasing it up to 0.5. But that's really the setup for the unit itself. And then we'll go through and we'll demonstrate how it actually gets utilized on the fire. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and demonstrate our gross decontamination procedure here. Josh has a dry scrub brush here, which we're going to keep 2 of them in the rear compartment of engine 2. When the firefighter comes out of the structure and they're ready to be decontaminated, the firefighter that's in charge of decontamination is going to go ahead and is going to do just a quick dry scrub, get off any gross contaminants that are there, insulation, plaster, that sort of thing. Also, if we're in inclement weather, if it's really cold out, below freezing, you don't want to use the decon pack because you don't want to have the gear freeze. This is acceptable to just do this. The science out there is showing that something is better than nothing. So even if all we do is just a quick dry decontamination, is better than not doing anything at all. Okay, but we'll say that we're in reasonable weather here. So after we're done doing the dry decontamination, we're going to go over to our decon pack, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to start using that. So we're going to set the decon pack with our 1-inch booster line at 100 psi line pressure. So we're going to charge the pump to 100 psi line pressure on the booster line, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to start utilizing the decon pack. So Josh, whenever you're ready, we can go ahead and we can start utilizing the decon pack. We're going to make sure that's going to be set on a rinse setting at first, and we're going to go through and we're going to go ahead and we're going to just start rinsing the firefighter off. So if you put that full control up, we should get a nice there we go, perfect. So we'll keep that on the rinse setting. And then we're just going to go ahead and rinse the firefighter down. So we get them all, nice and rinsed off. And then once we're done rinsing them off, we're going to take that concentrate control, and we're going to turn it up to whatever setting we want, either 0.1 all the way up to 0.5. So like I said, at your discretion, we're going to have that set, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to start rinsing, soaking the firefighter with the concentrate solution. So you can see the concentrate solution is starting to come through, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to soak the firefighter down with the cleaning agent concentrate. There we go. Awesome. So then, once we've got the firefighter soaked down with the concentrate solution, we're going to go back to the rinse setting, and then we're going to rinse them off once again. And that's also going to have the effect of also rinsing through our hose too, to make sure the concentrate doesn't get gummed up in there when we're done. And once we have the firefighter completely rinsed off, then our decontamination is going to be complete. So the very last thing that we're going to do here, guys, is I'm going to show you the flush procedure for this, all right? We've already flushed the hose line out because we rinsed the firefighter off before we were done. So what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect the discharge hose, cap it, right? We're going to make sure that our concentrate controller here is going to be set to something, either 0.1, 0.5, has to be set somewhere in here, okay? We're going to pull out these two pins. So I got to take the little rings off here. Okay, I'm going to pull the two pins out. And I'm going to lift this entire eductor assembly out of this unit. So this is going to be the eductor assembly and also the pickup tube as well. And what I'm going to do with our supply line still attached is I'm going to start up our flow a little bit. Sorry. And what that's going to do is that's actually going to force this water through the eductor and also down the pickup tube. It's just going to flush everything through. Just to make sure that none of this gets gummed up when it's sitting in the truck. And if you still have concentrate inside the tank, that's totally okay. You can store this with the concentrate inside the tank. If you do have a problem with this as far as getting it gummed up, or you're not getting the flow that you think you should be out of it, this will actually twist off, and you can actually pull this apart in pieces and go in there and clean it out. Theoretically, that should not be an issue as long as we flush this out after every time that we use it.